the cup and the league all to be won. Everyone knows there's a job to be done, and with a team so fine, I'm proud they're mine. We'll be singing this song. For we're the Dunfermline Athletic, and now we are on song. For we're the Dunfermline Athletic, and we'll go marching on.
The Dunfermline Athletic Former Players Association podcast is sponsored by Starnut Apparel. Affordable and stylish clothing born on the terraces. Just head to www.starnutapparel.co.uk.
Welcome to another episode of Walking Down the Holbeath Road, a podcast brought to you by the Dunfermline Athletic Former Players Association. We're not just strolling down any road, we're walking down the iconic Holbeath Road, a pathway filled with memories, triumphs and the echoes of legendary players who have left their mark on the rich history of Dunfermline Athletic Football Club. I'm your host, Mikey Mokkiewicz, and on this latest episode, we caught up with Dick Campbell just before he was appointed the new manager of East Fife. Dick's history with Dunfermline Athletic goes back to the 1960s, when as a supporter he watched the halcyon days of European football at East End Park. He would then have a spell as a player in the 1970s before joining Bert Payton as assistant manager in 1993. He would then have a short spell as first-team manager himself towards the late 1990s. Dick is one of Scottish football's biggest characters, and in this podcast we hear all about his time in football, football management and his love of Dunfermline Athletic Football Club. This episode was recorded at the Garvick House Hotel in Dunfermline, and we would like to put on record our thanks to Rui and all his team for their fantastic hospitality during this recording. So lace up your virtual boots and grab your scarf and join us as we catch up with the one and only Dick Campbell. So Dick, thanks for joining us on the podcast. How's life treating you?
Well, my head's not too clever this morning. I was at a wedding yesterday. But I might say things I shouldn't say, to be honest, because I'm no bothered my arse, right? That's great. It's great to be here, mate. And well, let's have a wee chat about what's happened in my life. You know?
Aye, good times. Before we start, I'm going to ask you 6 quick-fire questions to get us warmed up.
Okay.
So the first one is, what's your favourite song of all time?
There's been a few I've got to say to you. King of the Road.
Nice one. Would that be your wee karaoke song as well?
Well, I do that as a secondary. You know, I've been well known for the crystal chandelier. It's brilliant. People didn't say it, but they'll just say to me, Dick, here's crystal chandelier, rather than say, here's a song. But I love listening to a good singer. Seriously, I could listen to a good singer all night.
Good man. Second question, favourite place to go on holiday?
Maldives.
The Maldives, not Magaluf. You've had a few trips there over the years.
Magaluf. Shagaloof, whatever you want to call it. I've been gone for 20 odd years. Fantastic. Still go. Don't go and do a wee bit of charity stuff for the third world, no wrestling in September and do golfing. But the boys, everybody who's ever worked for me, we go there in May. Bert used to go. And you meet all the football people from all over Britain, and it's a great time to go. That's the main thing. But for a family holiday, you can't beat the Maldives.
Brilliant, mate. Third question. What's your favourite takeaway of choice?
I'm just a very basic. I would go sweet and sour.
For the Chinese?
Chinese, absolutely no. I don't do Indians or anything like that. No.
Brilliant. Who's your best friend in football?
In football? Oh my goodness. God almighty. Bert's probably up there with him. I was Jimmy Bone's best man. My son brother Ian's been with me all my days, and John Young's been with me 40 years. You would have to say best friend in football. Wow. You'll be surprised at this. My mentor was Dougie Husson. Dougie Husson, he was the guy that got me involved in the will to go and be a coach, and Dougie, I speak to him regular and he always advises me right. But my best friend in football would be Bert.
Brilliant. Good choice, mate. What's your favourite movie of all time?
McClintock.
McClintock.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna hit you, The hell I will. I was great back to the final. Throwing the Indians down the mud hole and brilliant.
Super.
I like that. I like John Wayne. Aye.
Right, nice one. Last question for this bit. What's your main hobby outside of football?
My main hobby? Golf.
You're a big golfer.
I've been a member at Glen Eagles for no bad for a minors boy. It's through my brother Ian. I work for Ian and I take some customers up to Glen Eagles. I got cancer 12 years ago and I can't hit the ball. I couldn't hit a coo in the back of the earth, honestly. But I think I can. I can hit it 200 years now. But I'm debating. I play at Logelly, that just keeps me back down to earth,
Superb. Right, we'll start at the very beginning. Born in Dunfermline, November 53. So tell us a little about growing up and your childhood memories.
Well, we didn't have an awful lot. My mother had 3 jobs. My dad was a miner. I remember my mother when I get told the story is that when she was expecting me and my brother Ian, we were born at 10:30 in the morning. She got up and went out in the back shift. She needed the 3 jobs. My dad, we never had an awful lot of money. Like, never. We were very poor in terms of lack of money, but made up for it in love and a very friendly family. Never had a key to our house. Somebody broke into our house in 1962 and painted the hall. That was my start of it. My family, God bless them, I've lost my 2 sisters and my brother. My brother Peter was a captain in the army. And of course, my twin brother Ian, we've done everything together. Obviously, at that age in competition gives you everything, even for the scout football team. The only thing we never done anything was a gearding. I was never a gearder. But Duncan's only a year younger than us. Right. So the 3 boys, and we were at Halliday School. And Ian was ducks at the school, would you believe? And I was runner up. I wasn't a donut. I was quite clever at the school too, but my road was already set for me. Ian went to university and I went to the doctor.
What was your early memories of football growing up, Dick?
We played in the club team. Well, we had a football pitch across the road for the house and you had to run like hell home for the school. And we didn't even throw our school bags in the door. We threw them down to make a goalpost. I mean, and with 25 aside, everybody played football.
That's missing now for kids growing up, eh?
I mean, the man, what do you call him, for Holland, he brought out a book for football and it was called Practice. Street football it was called. And all he did was hit the ball against the wall and control it. And the quicker you control it, the harder you hit it. And that's what we did. We were always going to went and played in the cup team, played in the school team and this and that next thing. And then, of course, we went to Town Hall, which is a time in my life. Penny, Russell and Maxwell, Dare, Leishman, Bryan, Steen, Campbell, Poole and Hutton. The 7 of the boys went senior. I scored 103 goals. People didn't believe it. My brother scored 88.
Really successful boys club, that, eh?
We went 2 years with... We played for Town Hall. Do you know that? There was 11 of us out in me. But that's when we started to get a bit competitive. But played for the Fife team when we were younger. There was always a wee bit about us that made us a wee bit different to everybody else. But we practised. We never... and that wee bit of hardness is brought in. I remember somebody fighting with me the pitch, and I went, who's greeting to my dad? My dad sent me back out again. They come in here greeting, he says, go and sort it out. And I was only 9.
You'd have learned from that even at 9.
You do, aye. But very, very close family, very, as I've said to everybody, there was no second day soup in our house. You just stood up there, got a bowl of soup and then went back and got another one.
Yeah.
But a lot of happiness. Mum and Dad were beautiful people and all my family. Even my sisters looked after the boys. And we were, we just did what a working class family would do.
Yeah.
My dad, he was working for the Whins in Alloa in the pit, and he got paid monthly, so it was brilliant. The 4th Thursday, one of us would be designated to go. My mum down to Lipton's. You remember the square bikes with the big basket in the front?
Before my time, mate.
You got a basket. They were great times. That was messages for the next fortnight, and then the last week or the last 2 weeks you'd sit with them. But it made you happy, didn't it? It made you happy.
Yeah, brilliant. What's your memories of watching football growing up? Did you go to East Park as a kid?
Believe it or not, we loved East Park. I tell you, people don't, Jim talks about along Hobbyth Road. I'm telling you, the buses were parked outside cruise gates. I'm telling you. Line by line. Definitely if Hobbyth, right into Dunfermline, you had double deckers all the way into, and you walked. You couldn't get a bus ticket. I was at the game, the Celtic game where they were climbing up the floodlights and all the rest of it. Mm-hmm. Was it 3-2 or 2? I can't remember.
Aye, 3-2 at Celtic, I think.
Something like it was fabulous. And then Ubjes Doza and if you look at their record in the 60s when I was just a kid, semi-finals, cup finals, runner-up in the league, and the team, I could rattle off the team at Dunfermline.
Yeah.
And that time, Bert tells me great stories about it, but what comes through loud and clear was there were a few local boys in that team, but also there was a camaraderie and a spirit about them. They were great days going to watch football. And then, see when the stock cars opened, me and my two brothers were car park attendants. And we would take 10 pence. It'd be 10 pence to Cowbeef and 10 pounds in the pocket. It was magnificent. We were walking in like a limp walking home with all the 10 pences in it. But we're half Cowbeef and half Hillabeef, where we were born in Beefy Road. And Cowbeef played a big part in my life after Dundee United. And I was a ball boy. So people might sway towards me being Cowbeef boy. You are what you are.
Yeah.
And these were great days watching football. And my dad didn't really go and watch football. He was at the Scottish Cup final, certainly, but I went to Scotland. I started going to Scotland games when I was a bit older, but football's in the family.
You mentioned Dundee United there, so tell us all about how it came about joining Dundee United as a teenager.
Well, the Town Hall team was getting watched, but as I said to you, 6 or 7 I went senior. Jim went to Dunfermline. I went into Liverpool with Ian Dare. God bless him. Ian, I was his best man, and he passed away there a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and I miss him every minute of the day. But him and I went into Liverpool on trial. But I had already made up my mind I was going to Dundee United. Could have went to Man United and Leeds, but they weren't wanting me. Strange. I went to the dockyard. Right, I left school, sat the dockyard exam, did all right in dockyard exam, 31 or something with 500. So I wasn't a donut, but I was going to be a Sparky, but I'm colour blind. So that, we failed in that, and same with engine fitting. So shipwrights was a top trade as well. So I served my time as a plater. Part of that apprenticeship was in Rob Calladin at Dundee, because at Dundee United made me fulfil an apprenticeship. So in the afternoons I used to go to Rob Calladin after training at Dundee United, and this is what he did. However, would you believe I got homesick? I could see Dundee from my back garden. I didn't. Andy Rowland and the boys, we used to travel up all the time together. Ian Lister, would you believe, trained. He was playing with St Mirren, but he used to travel with me and Andy Rowland in the train from Kirkcaldy at Dundee, and we trained there. And Andy's still a friend to this day. I just didn't feel right. I just didn't. I went back to the dockyard, and I was lucky to get back into the dockyard, right? I then went to Cowdenbeath. Mm-hmm. I finished at Dundee United and I went to Cowdenbeath, and I signed for them within 24 hours. And I played as a sub on the Saturday. I signed for them on the Thursday. I was a month short of 17th birthday. There was a wee bit about me, right? But I was never ever going to be a top grade striker. I didn't. But I did with Town Hall, because they were all great players. The Brian Pools, Ian Dares, and the Billy Huttons, and Big Least, Raymond Allen, you name them. They were all great players. Bill Maxwell, George, they all made it. And my brother Ian, of course. So anyway, would you believe I was on £11 a week, right?
At Cowdenbeath?
No, Cowdenbeath I was on a £5 a week, right? But that went up, you got a £5 appearance and £2.50 a win, right? But at the dockyard, I was just coming out of my apprenticeship, right? And I ended up coming out of my time, and I was on £11 a week. My dad was on £14 a week on the pit face. And there's 7 years in the house. Plus, it wasn't a lot of money, but young people now, it was enough to get by. So, would you believe, the season finishes, Dunfermline come for me, right? to cut a long story short about the deal, I got £2,000 for signing on. Now, £2,000.
A lot of money back then.
That time of year, can you imagine? You could buy 3 houses. I'm telling you, I was looking at a flat in Crossgates for £500. And anybody with any common sense would have done better with the money. And it came out, I done with it.
What did you do?
I phoned up Pink, my twin brother, and I phoned up Leash, and I says, pack your bags, we're going hooring and touring. Big Leash thought we were going to Burnt Island. Gave all my family £100 each. Bought a brand new spanking Vauxhall Viva, and I went to Benidorm with my brother and Leash for 3 weeks. That's what I done with my £2,000.
Tremendous, so good memories, I'm sure.
For God's sake. Then the Dunfermline thing was fantastic time.
So George Miller signed you, eh?
George Miller,
What was he like?
great boy. Came at George's today. George used to play us for snooker, right? He used to give me and Leeson 30 a start in a frame, and he would play us for a fiver. I couldn't hammer us. George was a great player.
He was a mad gambler, eh?
Oh,
Loved betting on horses
Didn't he, huh?
and dogs.
I could be punting the horses, David. You had a wee Ralphie Brand. Oh, the wee Gurnall. Oh, I was, the boys said to watch Ralphie, because Ralphie took no prisoners. He would slaughter you with a... I always remember when Leaf broke his leg, we went to Sweden, and Jordan Miller says to me, I got injured the first game, and we only took Leaf with him to keep his spirits up, And Jordan says to me, Dick, you and Leaf just go for a day in the city, and keep his spirits up, Dick. Didn't he get, all the rest of it? Well, fuck. You think that's like, honestly, when I dug a bone. So I took, me and Leaf went in, we were half pissed, right? We come back, and apparently the boys were playing the next day, right? And there was a curfew. The players had to be in their bed for 11 o'clock, because there was a game the next day. But the boys, all the boys that were playing snooker, right? And it was the final game was in the snooker room, so all the boys were up watching. I think it was wee Jackie and big girls, and they were playing in the final, and they were all watching the. So me and Leash, we couldn't get up and do it. We couldn't get out the lift, because it was all in fucking Swedish, right? Anyway, Urian finds out that fucking Dick and Leash are struggling, And then they also find out it's fucking 20 past 11. And we Ralph Brand's on the prowl. So in fairness to Jim Wallace and Graham Shaw and Pink, they got me and Leash to the lift and fucking threw us in their bed, and fucking threw a cover there the top of us. We were glazing. I'm telling you. Oh yeah, the 2 of us were steaming, right? Couldn't feel it. Then apparently, the next morning when we were hearing what happened, I said, what? He said, what happened? He says, we got you and we'll threw you in the bed, put the covers there on the top of you. And big Ralphie Brand must have caught you, and he looked in the room and he seen the 2 of you sleeping. And he goes in the snooker room and he says, I'm going to tell everyone you're unprofessional. I told you it's curfew. The 2 boys that are no fit to play them on are already in their bed. I can't mind what.
Superb.
So it was. But what a reasonable good team when you think it,
Who was in that team? You mentioned some of the players there, Graham Shaw's and...
Well, Jim Wallace played up the back. He was good. Ger Carlson played. David Nichol, myself, Leash. Leash didn't play so much.
Kenny Thompson, was he part of that team?
Who?
Kenny Thompson.
Kenny played. Kenny Thompson played. Side right, with the Pink played. Jock Mackey, Graham Shaw.
It was quite a young team.
Jackie Sinclair.
Aye.
Alec Kenneth. It was a great experience. But I remember we went to Herts and won 3-2. Me and Leash for the 2 centre-halves. Then the following week, that's when Leash broke his leg. I was playing that night. We had went the following week before mine and beat them 3-2. We went to Pittodrie on the Saturday and got beat 4-1. So we needed to beat Hearts, and we did. Ian scored, my brother scored the winner. And I remember the ball breaking out to Jim Jeffries. Jim Jeffries was always going to win the tackle. But at least he was a good player. Don't make no bones about that. He could have been a very, very, very good player. Because he had pace. At least, and he had the height and the presence of him. But he broke his leg, and I always remember Jimmy Stevenson comes on, and Jim was riding about. Both Fibby and Tibby were visible to the naked eye. It was a horrible, horrible break. And I'm his pal, you see. And Jimmy Stevenson says, here, Dick, put that shin guard in his mouth and let him bite the pain. So I did that, I put that in. He never recovered. Jim never, ever recovered. I mean, he took the Dunfermline Joe at 27, didn't he?
Yeah.
But great days at Dunfermline, and I was doing all right at my work. I ended up being an estimator at my work. And if I look back in my life on that time in my life, I wished I'd stayed at the Dockyard because, after that we went into buying pubs and we went into coaching and all the rest of it. But when I think back, there's some of the boys that started their apprenticeship with me are picking up £1 million in a pension. After that, just let nature take its course.
Do you remember your debut for Dunfermline as a player? It was August 74.
Who was it against?
Morton.
Aye, so it was down there, eh?
Aye.
I mean,
the Capello.
I'll tell you something. See, Capello had a wee ridge, right? As you walk up the pitch, and then maybe had about a 3-inch ridge. I fucking tripped on it as I was going in, honestly. Steve was waving at everybody, I fucking tripped. Oh, yeah. But did we win? Get beat?
I think we got beat 1-0, aye.
I think we did get beat 1.
You played?
I loved the Dunfermline thing.
You played
the Paragon Club and everything was all the rage then.
Aye.
Oh, we were top men then.
Brilliant. You leave Dunfermline in 75 and you go to Ross County. What was your wee spell in the Highlands?
Well, the problem I had with that is I'd met Anne-Marie and I was going to get married. I got offered a right good wage for East Fife, and I even got a better offer for Green Morton. And Ian McNeil, who was the manager of Ross County, it used to be Shrewsbury and all the rest of it. Ross County were a good side at that time, top of the Highland League. You have no idea. I'm telling you. Guess I got offered £200 a week or something. A week. Up at Ross County, and I thought, fuck, this? I could save enough money to get married. So that's my reason I went to Ross County. Stayed in digs and still, I was up at Dingwall there, I still go to the farm with people that had in digs with me. But I went out there and got £200 a week, and I was sending Anne-Marie 150 quid down the road, and I was blowing the rest of it. But paid for the wedding. And then I was only a year and a half there, I believe.
Yeah.
And Brecon came in for me. So I then came back and got my job at the Dockyard for a while and enjoyed Brecon. Brecon, out of all the clubs I've been with, I enjoyed the most was Brecon.
Is that where you met John Ritchie for the first time?
That's where I met JR. JR to this day there is never a day goes by I didn't think about him.
He's one of your best pals, eh?
Oh my goodness, he's just a lovely, lovely human being, and he died. I'm aware of John. And John Young, that's with me now. The four of us they were great guys. But gradually lifted Brecon up. They were good people. And I learned, the managers were good. I worked with Dougie Houston, Ian Fleming, Ian Stewart, Charlie Dunn. They were all good people, and you learn off them.
What did you learn? What was, if you could pick one thing back then that you then took into your...
Underdogs. Why would players play harder because they're an underdog? I don't get it. See me, I was never ever a good player, in my opinion. I captained every fucking reserve team I played in. Right? But you didn't need to motivate me. Underdogs on the Rangers. I played, seen the big games I played. I was one played. It annoys me over the years now that you go into clubs, you're fucking underdog. How are you an underdog? You're there to play and get on to it. But I enjoyed it. That was very, very important. Do you know, in the 7 year I was at Brecon with my brother Ian, you can count on my fingers how many times I missed training. Now, that was coming home for the Dockyard at 4:30. And you're away at 4:45.
Yeah.
And then you were up at Brecon for 6:30 training. And John Ritchie worked the pit, and he was up the pit at 2 o'clock. So John was in my house when I got home for the Dockyard. He used to come home and get his tea and that before we went to the training. So there was a camaraderie about it, Mikey. Everything about us. Mm-hmm. And then we started to pick up points, instead of Brecon City 0, such and such. We started to play, and we started to get together. Signed Ian Patterson for Kirkcaldy. He was on our revolution. Pink was some player. Pink scored 21 goals a season for 7 seasons. So that was 147 goals he scored. Pink was a great player.
Aye.
Anyway, Dunfermline.
Went back to Dunfermline, aye.
But I enjoyed it. And that was an important thing. Meantime, back in my private life, there's a pub came up, and I bought it, and all my life I wanted to have a pub. And see, after 7 years, I couldn't wait to get out of it. That's the hardest
tough
job
game,
I've ever had off. But I also worked in the Dockyard, had the pub, and had the football. Then it all become a bit of guddle. You know, it all. I loved it. I loved the times I had to be them. And we bought the pub, and the pub was, we did really well. We made 75,000 in 9 months profit. So I sold it and bought the big silver tassy up the tune, and bad mistake.
Right.
I lost about 100 odd grand. Had to remortgage my house.
Quite worrying times, eh?
Oh,
That must have been for the family.
Oh my goodness. But I went back to football. Did you know that my first coaching job was Raith Rovers?
Raith, aye, I've got that here. Raith and then back to Brecon you went, eh?
Aye. I went to East Stirling, right? They paid £7,000 for me, right? As player coach to Billy Little. Flem came in, Ian Fleming. He was brilliant. And what a lesson this is. A great friend of mine, he'd went through his badges with me. But he come right into the football club with me. He went right up to me, I was the captain. I was a hero up there. I'm playing in your position, get yourself a club. And I loved that honesty. Is that right? You're not any fucking better than me, sort of stuff. But that was his decision. So within 2 days, Billy Little came on to me at East Stirling. And they were going reasonably well at the time. And I went there, and you know what I done? I got a couple of bob for signing on. Go beat 4-0 at home for forfeit, and I missed a penalty. And I proceeded then and about the players there till again, and I go, fuck, turn it in about. See, coming home, that's how principled I am. I get back, crossing the bridge, and I stop Sam Burkeed, and I phones the chairman, I says, that's me, I'll give you my 2,000 back. I'm not wanting any money. I'm no feeling good about myself. I'm standing there slaughtering the players, and I was the worst man in the park. It's no for me. And they accepted it. Well, within 2 days, Gordon Wallace, through Dougie Houston. Dougie Houston had told, I'd tell Dougie what happened. Met down in Moneyfield, and Dougie says to him, Dick's available, you know. So Gordon Wallace came on to me. In fact, I was at the 1973 Cup winning side.
The Dundee.
On Monday.
Aye.
DSA Dundee Supporters Association. And I was the main speaker, and Gordon was there. Oh, what a shame. What a shame.
It's not very well known.
Oh, what a shame. But anyway, Stubby gets me, and I'm delighted. Kirkcaldy, just down the road for me. Fuck me, a month passes. Stubby leaves and goes to Dundee United, and leaves me interim manager, right? You'll never guess who the first game was. Fucking Aberdeen. And that was the same team that won the cup, right? 9-0 to beat us, right? Do you know this? Alec talks about this to this day, Alec Ferguson. He put his arm around me and we were walking up, 9-0. I was never going to be the manager. I was only a young boy. I was only 31 or 32. And I'll tell you, all the young players that played, Paul Smith, Keith Wright, Henry, fucking Uni, what do you call him?
Craig Robertson there at that point.
Craig Robertson. What do you call it? Elvis. Oh, the fucking Murray McDermott. We had a reasonably good side, you know. 9-0 we go beat Alec put his arm around me. And you know, I learned. You listen to me, son, he says. I say, calls the son, we never took the piss. And that's a fact. You normally see it 4 or 5, they're taking the piss and back heeling it. No, he didn't. And
it's that respect thing, though, eh?
Oh, because I've never ever forgot that, to be honest. Anyway, Bobby Wilson came in then, and Bobby's a good lad. Could have been even harder as far as I was concerned. But a good boy and a great player with Alec Kenneth, who had played with me at Dunfermline. So we had a reasonably good side. Anyway, I went back to Brecon with John, because John had came for Hibs. In fact, I took him, John, to Dunfermline. You know that?
Aye, he was with the youth
coach.
Aye.
So anyway, we go back, and it was funny. I was only back 3 months, and Cowdenbeath came in for me as a manager. And I left and went to Cowdenbeath. I was only there 4 weeks and fell out with the chairman. Oh, fucking, and what? You're right. And people say Brian Clough was at Leeds longer than I was at fucking Cowdenbeath, right? So I go back. My chairman at Brecon thought I was away on fucking holiday. But that was my first show, right? And then to John, would you believe it? Won the league. We'd already won the league as a player, but we'd won the league, and it was fucking, we drew nothing down at Berwick to win the league. And I had the Silver Tassie at the time. I'm not kidding you, we went back, the whole bus went back to the Silver Tassie. Fuck me, it must have been 4 in the morning. I didn't know what that driver was doing. David Wall, who was the president of FIFA.
Yeah.
We huckled him into the back of the bus. Well, everybody was mortal. It was a great thing for Brecon in their history. They'd never ever been promoted. Yeah. So I was a wee feather in the cap.
What were you like in those early days as a coach? What were you like compared to what you're like now? I was always I always had natural enthusiasm for the game. I've always had natural enthusiasm for life. I'm not the doom and gloom guy. See if somebody walks past me at work, or I work with my brother Ian, or at the football, and they didn't say good morning Dick, or hiya Dick, or hiya Gaffer or something, I'll fucking slap them off the back of the head. Hey you, why are you not talking to me, and want to know the reasons for it?
So that sort of stuff has come through. John, we're in the car for an hour and a half, and we were talking about what we're going to do. And I was well prepared. You can't win or see what we've achieved in the game without being prepared. You can't do it. Didn't kid yourself along. We are a very, very well, any team that I have got or we have got, I don't use the singular. It's a team game. We're organised. We know exactly what the opposition are going to do. We know exactly what set pieces. We know what role every single player in the team's got when he's got the ball and he's not got the ball. We're very, very well drilled. People take that for granted, but I'm telling you, we're pretty well. And John was like that. John was meticulous. But John was a fucking goalie, you know. I used to slaughter him. But
it's not very often you get goalkeepers who move into coaching and management.
No.
Unless they're just goalkeeper coach.
Oh, he's a fucking great guy.
It's quite unusual, eh?
Do you know, God bless him, he'll be about, when he was living in the last 2 or 3 years of his life, just after I got the cancer, it broke John's heart as well. I got told I had only 2 months to live, but I got the operation the next morning. The next morning I was going through the gates to go to America to see if I can get it. And the phone went, and it was the Victoria Hospital saying to me, "What are you doing, Dick?" I says, "Well, my brother and I are going to go to America and see if we can get this cancer for the kidneys, because there was would you believe it? This Larry Smith's brother, John, next door neighbour, is a world-renowned kidney cancer guy."
Right.
And so we kind of, he says, "Well, can you come back through to the Victoria Hospital? We want to operate today." And that's what happened. God bless up there. And I always remember my consultant's name was Gordon Brown, which was appropriate. And he came to speak to me about 4 o'clock the next morning. And he says, "Dick, I've never seen so much muscle on a man as yourself." And he says, "But I actually think I got every bit of that cancer out." Touch wood.
Yeah.
Touch wood, that was 12 years ago. So that kind of put me back a bit. But I wasn't. I was at the end of my career then. I'm 70 now. Right?
You weren't at the end of your career then?
No. I'm 70 now. So is Ian. Where did we go for then? Where did we?
So, forward 93, Bert gets the Dunfermline job.
Oh.
So what's your memories of how all that come about?
Honestly, do you know the story with that? Oh,
nah.
Fuck. Oh,
Tell us.
No joke. I'm in the taxi, right? If you're classy, get off your chassis and bring your lassie to the taxi. That was Lisa's poem. That's what I mean, tell everybody that. I says, I'm not telling anybody that one. Anyway, I'm in the taxi and I'm working, trying to make ends meet. And I'm sitting in a pub on a Thursday night, and who walks in but Bert in Mo Hutton? I was best man at Mo Hutton's. I've been best man.
You've done all right for the best man gigs.
I've been best man 5 times, something like that. However, I says, "What are you two kids after? What are you after?" Bert says, I've taken the resize job. I says, "You daft. What the fuck you doing that for?" He says, "I'm needing you to come and give me a hand. I'm not taking it unless you come with me." I says, "Bert, fuck off. I've got 1 night off a week, and it's a fucking Thursday night. I mean, I like a couple of pints and all the rest of it, and I'll go to golf, and that's, well, I'll not be taking it in." And I says, "What is fucking Mo doing like?" Mo was my mate. Mo says, "Oh, I'm just as well getting you on. I'll look after the kit and all the rest of it, you know." Anyway, cut a long story short, I just said, Anne-Marie says to me, "Well, you better go then, because you'll be wanting to go." I said, "Aye, all right." So I got my brother to cover my nights. And the first night's training, there was 3 of us, me and Bert and Mo. You're going to only 2 players. But we went to the side, did well. Fucking hell.
You'll get to a cup final with a side.
Aye, we did, aye. We did great with some good players. We did really well. One thing led to another. Something happened at the football club, and Bert says, "I've had enough." So Bert packed in, I packed in too. So I went back to the pub. And then my brother Ian, he was a non-family director of Sear Smith, right? Fucking Gucci suits and fucking nice aftershave. You know, that was Ian. So he got me and Bert a job in the shop floor, because we weren't doing them. Fucking hated it. You weren't getting paid good money on that. For fuck's sake, you're a job. And this is how it happened, right? I'm night shift, right? And it's 5:45 and I'm waiting on somebody to pick me up at 5:50 at the house. And I'm still in the front green. It's a sort of sunny night. And I've got my C.R. Smith overalls on, right? And my peace box. And the phone goes, and Anne-Marie shouts, Richard, it's a phone. Didn't have mobile phones or fuck like that. It was Bert. Aye, what are you doing? I says, I'm going out in this fucking back shift. Hey, this night shift tonight. He says, no, you're not. You're coming with me to Dunfermline. How, what's wrong? I've took the job and I'm taking you with me. Oh, you're a fucking dancer, I'm telling you. I booted that piece box all over the fucking front green. I did.
Must have been an incredible feeling, that.
Oh,
getting out
quadrupled my wage. I quadrupled my wage. I went to, for 11 quid to 44 quid. You know, you weren't on great money, but that's the kind of idea that you had. And I was the happiest I've ever been. So we're going to there and Bert, and we took wee Mo with us and all the rest of it. I laugh at wee Mo. I say Mo all the time, I see him regular. How many managers have you seen half new, Mo? You can't 14, maybe 15. So we went to, and you know the first 4 games at Dunfermline we got beat, fucking breaking beat us. 1-0.
What was it like in those early days?
Well, Roy was a decent man, and Andrew Gillis, they two sort of ran. Roy owned Woodrow's, and his assistant was Andrew Gillis. And they were up 3 afternoons a week, or 2 afternoons a week, checking on. We had the old Willie, the kitchen, honestly, at Dunfermline, we had to stop the toast and cheese, because we couldn't afford it. I'm telling you, royalty that itself. They were very, very, they were meticulous in getting that club to, and that's the way it should have been done. So, you know, Bert had a good relationship with Roy, and we started to build a wee bit, started to get the odd player in. You know,
you recruited well, didn't you?
Stuart Petrie and Mark Miller and all these boys. I kind of had a knowledge of all these players because I knew the Mark Miller one. I had him at Breen.
Big Evo at Montrose.
Big Evo. That was one of the best signings. Per pound per head we made. Toddy. Honestly, what a signing that was. You come and go Toddy for 2,000 or something. What a fucking player Toddy was. Oh, Scott Thompson. We had sold him for Brecon to Aberdeen. So we got 100,000 for him at Brecon. Where we were
at Dunfermline. So things started
Dunfermline
going, eh?
Then we started to fucking grind it up. See, the first 2 seasons we were fucking running up.
I know. We just missed out, 2 years in a row. But we got the playoffs against Aberdeen.
All the statistics. The Aberdeen, that was a fucking sin. Penalty kick with Murray.
Up at Betod.
Stevie Wonder can see it's a fucking penalty kick, right? Seriously. And we didn't get it. Then Shearer done us at East End. But we should have beat Aberdeen up there. Absolutely no doubt about that. Craig had been injured all week, but played.
And scored.
He was a good player.
Craig Robertson got the goal up there.
I'd known him since he was a wee kid. Great player. Well, things started to go. We started to play Norrie, God bless him. Jockey didn't play him. And Norrie didn't like that, but that wasn't a personal thing. It was Jockey's decision, him and Stubby. They never got on well with the job they're in. And Jockey's attitude to stand at the side of the goals didn't go down well with him. But he's my mate. But he was a very, very intelligent coach. So I started to pick up players, didn't we? With Raymond Sharp at left back when Derek Fleming came in and took him over. Colin Miller at right back after we sold Jackie. Shieldsy after it. He was a great player for us.
Brilliant.
880,000 we got for Jackie and 790 or something we got for Greg.
We went to Charlton, eh?
Went to Charlton. Oh, fucking brilliant. I was glad for him. And I was glad for Jackie. Jackie writes in his book, he says, don't worry about Alec Taunton's teacups flying about. He says, you've not a row till you've had a row off of Dick Campbell.
What was Jackie like when you first went in? Because he was just a kid.
You've heard me talk already. Natural enthusiasm. He had everything. You could put Jackie at 18-year-old in beside the top boys. I used to do wee 5-a-side games and all the rest of it. The elite against the shite, right? And I used to make sure if you were in the shite, you tell them why you're in the shite, right? Wee Jackie was never in the shite. He was in the elite team.
And at this point, he's only 18, 19-year-old.
Oh, fucking attitude. His father helped him a lot too, but I've become very, very friendly with Jackie. We talk regular, and we maybe thought we would together someday, but that never happened. He's a great boy.
There's time yet. You never know football.
He's a great boy. But the important thing, Mike, is, and please, I'm making it known now, when we look back on the Dunfermline thing, it took us 3 years to get up before I start talking about that game. What an experience it was. Roy got a bit of stick for us no getting up. I mean, Bert was lucky to keep his job because we failed twice. Once to Raith Rovers and one to Falkirk. And by a point over a season. And it was a heartbreak. But at the time we won it was fucking, honestly.
Well, 95, 96 you're talking about, which is probably 95, 96 season.
Was it?
Which is probably the penultimate season for a generation of Dunfermline supporters, including myself. Really got...
Well, see
on the
the
club,
94, 95, 96 season. I argue with 2 or 3 people about it. We had the best goals for with the best goals against. We had...
I think you're right, yeah.
Top goals. They had it was the most exciting Dunfermline team. That you honestly see Evo going down that wide side and the fans. Evo!
Brilliant.
Evo! Fucking loved it. Then Toddy coming up for corner kicks. We Alan Moore and Mark Miller and Colin Miller. Harry Curran. He just got about his own. What do you call him? Jerry Britton.
Aye, Jerry.
Joe Shaw. They were all fucking in a bit. They all loved. You know what? They were great. I was magnificent at night outs. See the Gladger Inn in Crosai. We had them in there once every 6 weeks with our wives. Oh, I couldn't to 6 o'clock in the morning. Fucking camaraderie. And your team, that was caused by us.
The team.
Sometimes we would, well, it was all set up, right? Tuesday was always a day for hard work, sprints. We never went down to Petrie. We went into the track, sprinting. And we had Bert did all that. Bert was very good at it. But we did the sprint stuff and it was a fucking session, hard session. And sometimes I went in and said, right, yourself sorted out. Minibuses waiting there. This is before the start. Put them in the bus and go up to C.R. Smith and sit in here a bacon roll. You couldn't have loved that, Mikey. Can you imagine? Fuck no, here we go again. We're going to slug round the fucking... No, you're not. Get in that. I'm telling you, Jerry Eddie was brilliant with us. We didn't charge us or no. He would take them up to the bistro and we'd sit there and we'd chat and you'd see the boys would fucking come in. They better hear a story of the day or you're not getting back. And it was getting magnificent. It really was. I remember Jerry Britton. Well, he was a fucking idiot and a lovely boy. He's a lawyer now, you know that?
Aye. He's a clever guy.
Big Evo comes in to see me. Everybody came to me, right? Because they were all terrified to go to Bert, right? Dick. What is it, son? My car is stolen. I said, your fucking car? Who would fucking pinch that car? Are you kidding? It was one of these wedge-shaped fucking Citroens, you know? Well, as you know, come in, go to the front office and he's what the phone the fucking police and all that, you know? So we're in the dressing room and I could go out the way and along the tap, and
the stand.
What car's lying in the middle of the fucking pitch, right? All the doors open, everything is. Fuck me. He was a bit fucking green. He's wanting to know how we're going to get home and all that. Staying at Montrose. I says, Evo, come here. And he looks out. His car is lying in the middle of the pit of pitch. Everyone asked for pissing themselves laughing. It was really
superb.
See the Glasgow boys? You can tell. The dressing room's quiet and all the rest, until the fucking Glasgow boys arrive. Alan Moore, Colin Miller, Harry Curran and all them. We Alan Moore used to come in with black bags. And he says to me one day, Dick, can I get 10 minutes with the boys? I says, what for? Oh, I've got some stuff in you. Hey, it's good value. I better go today because... I says to Bert, hang back 15 minutes. I'm going to let Murray do a wee fucking Del Boy, right? So he does it. And he goes and tries their fucking leather brakes on. And he's telling the boys, fucking best degree and all this. And he walks in the dressing room and the fucking label fell off. Things like, fuck. I mean, we used to do we had a rocking horse. Sorry, it's about the length of that table. It was the big bar where you box and you hit each other with fucking, no boxing gloves. Fully fight.
Oh, right, aye.
Well, you can't, Mo. Everybody went up. The wives went up and everything. I can't. Mo's wife fucking, honestly, and knocked Mo right off the top of it. No, boy, who's the boss in your house, Mo, and all the rest of it. But that's what we did every way. And Alan Moore talks about it yet. And Toddy, about everybody was there. Players, wives, and never, and then every year we went to Magalufte. So we didn't have, might have could have done better, I suppose, in terms of quality, in terms of football, and not so much football. I think we got what we paid for. And then, which remains the greatest day in my life.
We are Flow Digital Pharmacy, and we are proud to sponsor the Walking Down the Holbeath Road podcast. Our easy-to-use app is a convenient way to access your NHS prescription medication, and our team of trained pharmacists are helping thousands of people to access the support and medication they need. If you're registered with a GP who's based in England, you can use the Flow app to securely and conveniently send them NHS medication requests and arrange delivery to a location of your choice at a time that suits you. This means you can avoid the hassle of contacting your GP and making unnecessary round trips to eventually collect your prescription. Find out more at weareflow, spelled PHLO, that's weareflow.com.
Well, 95-96 we'll touch on. Such a big season. Jackie goes to Celtic. We lose Norrie in the January. So let's touch a little bit on that. What's your memories of how you heard that news?
Well, I've never told this story, right? But getting back to it, you know Stuart for the band,
Stuart Adamson.
I was probably the last person ever to speak to Stuart. Stuart phoned me at 11:30 from Honolulu on a Sunday night to tell me he loved me. He was a great Dunfermline fan. Just to say to you, in a sad way, to say to you, Dick, I wish you all the best and I love you. And try and get them up for me. He died that night. So football to me, it hurts me like that. So, see Norrie. What can you say about Norrie? I loved him and he loved me, right? Because I had a pub and I kind of knew the perils of the pub. Sometimes, you know, you have to... The fucking minibus was 5 to 10 every morning. If I just blew the whistle and they better be on it or I'll boot their asses out of the shop. You've seen them running out there. But it's been 10 past 10. Nay, Norrie. Well, phone goes. And it's Winker. Dick. I says, Dick, you better tell that big cunt just to drive right down. I'll take his football kit with him. But I'll not tell the gaffer. No, Dick, there's something wrong. I said, what's wrong? He says, none of the staff's been paid. He says, that's not like Norrie. Norrie does that. I says, John, I need to get down to the fucking train. It's Corpa. Right, I'll phone you if I hear anything. But then he comes back up and it's knowledge for that too. Yeah. And it fucking literally broke my heart. Burst out in tears because, do you know this? Deserves every accolade that he got. He never caused me or Bert any harm. Now, I worked for the players and I expect the players to work for me as hard as I worked for them, right? And Norrie, Bert loved him. Bert absolutely loved him because he was a competitor and great crack. Fucking honestly, see the crack you get off. See, come on, how'd it go last night? And he'd tell you what's happening in the pubs. I just loved him. Went out to Magaluf a few times. But in terms of the team effigy, what he brought to the team was a presence. Norrie wasn't a shouter. He wasn't that type of player. He led by performance. Dalglish did that. Dalglish was the captain of Liverpool. Didn't he shout at his players? He led by example. And there's some people do it. I was a shouter when I played. That's because I wasn't as good as the rest of the players. But I captained every team I played for, right? But I couldn't set an example as a player where Norrie had that. Knew the whole fucking carry on with the flowers and everything. And I think we waited 3 weeks, didn't we?
I think so. We then played Clydebank.
We played
the
Clydebank.
First game back.
Craig scored the winner, didn't he? That was the creepiest job I've ever seen in my life.
Strange day, eh?
Oh
for everybody.
My goodness, I couldn't fucking believe it. We went 3 hung up and they drew it back to 3-3, wasn't it?
Yeah, correct.
Craig scored. Now, Kinney went to a bad boy because Robertson was a good player. The game itself, to win that game, was a phenomenon for me. It was the strength of the character that Norrie would have showed in the team. And also, not a lot of football clubs would have won that game because I think the camaraderie spirit, see Colin Miller and all the boys, wee Alan Moore, fucking great boys. Seriously. Laugh. What carry on we had in. And Norrie loved all that. You know? Mm-hmm. Norrie went away fucking Magaluf, fucking Tesco back. I'm not kidding. I'm not needing shirts, the boys have all got them. Seriously. He was that type of boy who he just loved that. Anyway, you've then got a cause. You need a cause in your life. You need a cause to be a manager. You need your players to have that cause. You need natural enthusiasm. I kicked in. We got to the last. I could tell you everything that was going on. With Morton had to win. second last game of the season. Morton's playing St Johnstone. Can I also tell you, see that season, there was 8 local derbies. They were all in your league.
Yep.
So that's what made it special. Here's what happened. As a coach, and the previous 2 seasons, my heart was breaking for the fans, for everyone, for Roy, for Andrew, for them all, for Bert, me personally. My heart was breaking for everybody because it doesn't matter. We didn't have a big budget. We had enough budget to get where we were. Dundee United were playing Dunfermline at Danny's. Morton are on the same points as Dunfermline. And Dundee United are 2 points in front of the Shreers. So we're looking, if Dundee United wins, they've won the league, right? So what does Jim do? Jim puts the Dundee United fans behind each goal to stop any dubious penalty kicks decision, and the fans will not influence the referee. Well, we had 2,000 Pitware supporters up a stand. And what do you cry the boy, the reporter at Bert? Fucking
Keith Jackson.
Oh, honestly, Bert. Fucking Keith Jackson. By the way, see, after the game, Bert fucking sprinted up the stair to girl. I'm telling you. I didn't really know the boy, but Bert, he slaughtered us. He just didn't like us. But in the morning, in the Sun newspaper, right, it's got 7-1, big 7-1, right, about the Dundee United and Dunfermline game. Who put the one in? Who's the one manager that says we would win at Dundee United? Jimmy Bone, manager of St Mirren. Everybody else says, oh no, Dundee United. Bolly Kirk was in charge.
Yep.
Kirky's a great friend of me. Now, what happened then? They're going to have a party. So the helicopter was tuned in to go to Tandy's with a trophy. And we knew this. Honestly, fucking red flag to a ball, wasn't it? So we get some in there and we tell them, hey, here we go. It's your last kick at the ball, you know. It wasn't really, because if we'd drawn, they would have had to beat. Because I meant to say, Dundee United were playing Morton.
They were doing it at Capel the following week, aye.
So anyway, we're at again.
I was not at Tannadice. I still remember the day.
The greatest game I've ever seen in my life. Should Petey scored and he also got sent off. It was a fucking disgrace getting sent off. I tell Malpas that to this day. But I'll tell you something. Fucking Westy. You'll never, ever have a fucking game like that in his life. He was fucking... And honestly, you want to see that. It was fucking nip and tuck, and they couldn't shoot Petey and nip through. But see, it was like the fucking animal in the last 10, 15 minutes. Honestly, Mikey, you couldn't... There's no words to describe what it feels as a coach and as a manager, and you've got 2,000 Dunfermline fans, so do they not start fucking bumping their feet on the ground? What the fucking noise they made? Seriously. And it gave us the lift. Honestly, it was sensational, right? And then we won the game. My lasting memory about that was we went to Supporters Club, what do you call the place up for the Baths? It's no longer new, it's fucking flats new.
Oh, the Roadhouse.
The Roadhouse, right?
Aye.
Bert was pissed at £9:15. Went to get him huckled home. Bert couldn't drink fuck all, right? But anyway, huckled him home at £9:15, slaving a lot of piss, right? Away home. It was, we were going down the road that night. You want to see the film fans, you can't ever. Honestly, they thought they'd won the league. But then you go the next week, we tell you a still funny story about that. Bert says to me, you're probably with why? So what? Well, phone and ask him, can't we? Just tell him that we've never been in this position. Is there anything we should be doing then? Yeah. So I phoned Watty Smith. I says, why? The stick here, aye, what you won? I says, well, you've won just one fucking 9 in a row, haven't you? You're no surprised at it. I says, well, we've got, see the morning, we beat Airdrie, we're champions. Is there anything you would advise us? A wee bit of advice what to do? He says, Dick, I've never managed at that fucking Diddy level. We pissed ourselves laughing and the rest of it, and we just went through the case, right, just go and get it done. But the greatest, then you go to the Dunfermline game, and people say, oh, that was after training field. But the first goal was after training field.
Aye, the free kick. Or Mark
Miller into Andy Smith to do across the face and the round, and I'm no kidding, it's after training field. I had fucking practiced it the day before. You're like, fuck me.
What a buzz that must be for a coach.
Oh, so I'm saying to you, and I'm a good flag. It's fabulous. I tell you, see the goalie for Airdrie that day, fucking...
Andy Rhodes.
He was fucking good to us. Tell you that. Andy fucking moved before Alan Moore fucking... Was that Mark Miller?
That was, aye.
Mark
was
had balls that day. Mark.
But honest, nowadays that would have been a red card because it was the last man challenge, wasn't it?
Aye, mate.
Mark
was a fucking idiot. Great player, but fucking idiot. With a drink, you're an idiot. But I'll tell you what a game he had. Fucking what a penalty kick he took. And do you know what people don't know? There was 6 Airdrie players come into our dressing room and they were celebrating with champions and champagne and everything. And the wee Kenny Black, the wee Alan, fucking the wee winger.
Was it Alan Lawrence?
Aye. Because we'd had repeated fucking games with Airdrie that would honestly every fucking week, you know. We played Airdrie, Bert fucking hated them. You know,
it's always battles, eh?
Oh, for fuck's sake. I go set up a stand and the fans were showing pies at me. I just ate them. But that was probably the greatest fortnight in my coaching career.
It must have been a massive relief because obviously we come so close the previous 2 years.
I was very happy for Bert. I was very happy for Roy and Andrew, particularly Roy, because he just put money in where his Smith was and he deserved that. And I suppose Roy could stick a couple of fingers up to, because we weren't the most popular choices. Funny enough, when I look back and I talk to people about my life, we must have been, the fans that watched us at that time must have loved it.
Aye, 100%.
You know, nobody says a bad thing about it. And when you see the players that we had, they weren't the world beaters. Dundee United had spent £1 million on players, and that we just couldn't do it.
I think as a supporter at that time, you could see the players, the club meant something to them, eh? They gave 100% all the time. And these guys weren't on big money, as you know at the time. But they loved playing for that football club, and they still speak so fondly about it.
We dedicated the win to Norrie, and maybe that had somewhat input into it. Nobody knows, God only knows. But it was great to be. Then after that season, the next season.
Well, we finished 5th in the Premier League our first season, which is incredible.
I always remember Chick Young saying to me one time at a dinner, I couldn't believe when you played Motherwell Day. And after the game, your fucking fans, your players went out, the fans, and I says, Chick, we'd never fucking finished 5th in the Premier League. What are you on about? You know, I got it right in a bill. But we did, and I think we stayed over the next year.
We stayed up, and then that's when Bert then left the following season. So January 99, he resigned after a draw against Hearts, a 0-0 draw at East End. So what's your memories of Bert resigning? Did you know that was coming?
I didn't. Bert was a total pro. No matter what I'd said to him. He's a very dignified man. He's a straight batter, as we call him. He's a Valleyfield boy. Not going to change his mind. I says, what? I never had any influence on it because I didn't want to be the manager. So I wasn't sitting there wanting the job because of Bert goes. I never seen it. I seen Bert and I doing another fucking 10 years ago because we worked so well together. But no, he wasn't changing his mind. And I think it was because there was, Bert just general, he's not a negative boy. And he would probably have thought the dignified thing to do is finish and maybe the club will pick up. I didn't say it that way. I told him, I said, you're out. I'm telling you now, I'm not sitting here waiting. But yet, see, when in hindsight, I think Bert taught me and showed me how to be a manager. I really do. And I did that. We didn't stay up because we drew the last game. We were well on the way down anyway. But we started the season again. I brought in Jimmy Nicholl to give me a hand. I knew, because as I've said to you earlier, Roy had told me what was going on. And see when you've not got a relationship, Mikey, with your chairman, get yourself to fuck, believe me. And that's what's happened to me at Dunfermline, and it's happened to me at Forfar, and it's happened to me at Arbroath. If your relationship deteriorates, for whatever reason, it's not going to get better. You need a strong relationship. Alec Ferguson told me that, but so did Bert. Bert had a great relationship with Roy. So did I.
In that year, you had lost Shields and Scott McCulloch, 2 of your best players, hadn't you?
Oh, I'm telling you. Do you know, when we were level pegging when we beat over St Mirren, right, 2-1 or whatever the case may be. Do you know, St Mirren won the league that year, 8 points. The big thing for me was, Jimmy Caldwell was quite right. He asked John Kenton. I mean, you think of the fucking players, the Barry Nicholsons and the two brothers from Aberdeen, Nipper, Toddy, all fucking quadrupled their wage. Why?
But reflecting back on that time when obviously you lose your job, What's your mindset at that point? You just absolutely gutted.
I wasn't gutted because I knew it was inevitable because the boy just didn't like me. So I knew I was going to lose my job, but I thought it was a faint heart that they seemed to think that people were going to do better than I was. And believe me, if I was there, you never, ever, ever been 10 million in debt.
Just reflecting on your time at Dunfermline under Bert and obviously your stint as manager, who would you say was the best signing you made?
Oh, the best signing we made?
You made, aye.
No, the one we sold. No.
Well, you could say that as well, aye.
Well, McNamara was the best player we sold. He goes on to play 10 years. You know, pound for pound, it's got to be 20. Really. For the length that he played, closely followed by Evil. Pound for pound. I mean that. Toddy was a crazy. Fuck. And money. Greg was a great player too. I keep telling you, Mikey, it's about natural enthusiasm for life. You can't have, you've got to want it. I'll not come in. You have to go and get it. Go and get it. Go and get it. I've still got a championship back in me. I'm 70. There is no way am I not going back into the game. I'm like Schwarzenegger. I'll be back.
Who was the worst signing? Could you name somebody? And I'll tell you who Bert and Joyce said. Greg Shaw or Sergio Duarte. They were the two players they said.
I didn't, the Brazilian striker.
Edinho. Got him on loan, didn't we?
Sergio Duarte, did they say him? Greg Shaw, I wouldn't have said that.
I wouldn't have said Greg Shaw.
Greg Shaw, I used to get on my nerves. He would play passes out to the byline, and Greg would, a nameless fought for it, and he'd turn and he'd go, what the fuck are you clapping for? It's a bad pass. But Edinho, for me, was the poorest signing. I didn't like going down that road.
He signed a lot of boys from down south, at one point.
I didn't agree with it. Not agree with it at all. I'm trying to mind you, the Finnish boy was signed.
Oh, the big Kari Rissanen.
He wasn't bad.
I think that was his name.
Aye.
Big centre half as well.
Well done. There was one or two bad fucking goalies. Jesus. You need a good goalkeeper.
Looked like Zoran Lemacic. What's your memories of
Lemacic?
Zoran?
By the way, I've never seen an athlete like him. He could fucking do a forward roll out of the top of a bar. What a fucking fitness finical he was. But I get phone calls to him. Then you've got, what do you call him? The down south.
Lee Butler.
Aye, Lee Butler. He'll text me and say, Dickie, you're going to Magaluf this year, I'll see you in the wrestling. Lee Butler.
Going back to your time at Dunfermline, though, who would you say is the most underrated? Now, there's a player I've got in mind, because all the boys I've spoken to for this era all say the same boy. You mentioned him earlier on. Harry Curran.
Absolutely.
All the boys say he was brilliant.
Absolutely. He was over. The fans didn't like him.
Nah, why was that?
Because he wasn't a flashy player. He did all his job. But, he's what you call a defensive midfield player. Like, he would break it up and then give it to somebody. He wouldn't break it up and go and play a 1-2 and beat somebody. He would break up the tackle and he would just give it to somebody that's a better passer than him.
Keep it simple, eh?
Good lad, too. Great boy. Jerry Brinton's a good player, too, yeah. But Big Andy Smith, seriously. I mean, what a break that was. Bert paid 70,000 for him and he broke his fucking leg. I was against it. They gave Andy a 4 fucking year contract. He never kicked a ball. He never kicked a ball after they gave him a 4-year contract. He scored 28 goals or something one year. One thing, it was 6 against a non-league side. But I said, what the fuck? Terrified. It was me who got my cap. It was me who told Brun. I got my B cap. I just couldn't believe giving him a 4-year contract because it's natural. It's not in your makeup to go and burst a gut or break your unless you're if you get a 4-year contract, are you going to go and try and score 30? Hey, you've got a 4-year.
That's where Jim McLean was clever, with the big bonuses back in his Dundee United days. It was a low basic salary, but big bonuses.
I'm like, I don't pay appearance money. I've never paid appearance money. I'm the longest serving manager in Scottish football. I've only got 8 to catch Jock Stein. And I never, why, for the life of me, why would anybody get appearance money? Tell me. Good reason. I mean, nobody can answer this question. Why would you give a boy appearance money? Sign a player to play for your club and you're paying him money if he starts. It doesn't do for me. What I do is I give them big bonuses. Oh, I'm a big bonus man. Absolutely no doubt about that. Dunfermline were pretty good. Roy was as good as he's going to be. And I worry now, I reckon if they're fully recovered for the debt that they were in, I have no idea.
Couple more questions rounding off Dunfermline. Any funny dressing room stories that you can tell? I'm sure there's plenty.
See if you come along the front of the dressing room. I used to sit in the referee's room and I went in and Daddy Cooper is impersonating fucking Bert, right? I'm not kidding you. Pissed myself laughing. I've never heard it. He was magnificent. And I got out of Bert. So Bert's stand, the two of us were in the bitches before he got in there, so you couldn't, the doors came to ajar. And fucking the players, Tatty thought the players were laughing at him. The players knew that I was fucking listening in, you know. Tatty was just fucking something else, you know. We all did that. I was pretty good at impersonations myself. And they would, you know me, they would always take the piss out of me. I've never had a happier dressing room than that one. And I've had some great dressing rooms, believe me.
Finally, for the Dunfermline part, Bert Payton. You've mentioned him loads. How big an influence has Bert been?
Well, I was glad I met him, what to say to you. I've been on holiday with him, Vegas with him, New York with him, Joyce. Joyce was made for Bert because she's fanatical about football as well. But for me, I trust him. When I take him up in the last 7.5 years to Arbroath, I take on board, I listen to him all the way up in the car. And doesn't say an awful lot, but what he does say, everybody in the game respects him, no more than me. I love the fact his background. People don't know that, but I'm saying I could do after dinner on Bert Payton. He could do after dinner, everybody. Bert's got some fucking memory. Alex Ferguson tells me he's the best midfield player he ever played with. And that just, how he got the job was very, very impressive. You know, I never ever for the life of me thought, A, that he was going in for the job, and B, that he was finishing the job. Very, very close to his chest, and he's got a lot of integrity. But the Valleyfield bit comes out in him, and there is no doubt in my mind, Mikey, you're better letting other people tell you how good I am or what I have achieved. The big one of the main reasons is I was taught with a master for me. And he'll always be Mr. Dunfermline for me.
100%. So management continues. You go back to Brecon. You have 5 years at Brecon. Promotion in the 3rd division, 2nd division. So you start your promotions as a manager. And then you get the Partick Thistle job. What was that kind of time like for you as a manager?
Well, that was the second time John Lambie had come on to me. Partick Thistle are a big club. So I took over and they were bottom of the league. And we were 12 points clear in January the 1st with Brecon. I left it with my brother and he managed to get Brecon up. I was 7 points isolated with the league, in the Premier League. And I went in by a point. Disappointed me, you know. But the next season we got up through the playoffs. David Parland was our youth coach at Dunfermline. And of course he was a manager of the Partick Thistle winning side in 71. And he phoned me up one day. I wanted to come to a game. He was taking his grandchildren. So I sorted that out for him. And he sat over at the far side. And on a Monday, we won 2-0. We beat Gretna 2-0 that day. And by the way, their budget was 2 million.
So this when Milson was piling the money in and they were going up through the leagues.
Correct. But it didn't matter how much money they were putting into Gretna. Partick Thistle should be beating Gretna. And Andy Smith and were all playing for Gretna. When you think back on it, we got to the playoff. And to be honest with you, that's the biggest carry I've ever seen in my life, up at Peterhead. But we got beat 3-1 at Partick, so Peterhead. So we took 4,000 fans with us, went up there. This is actually what happened. Went into a 3-0 lead, so we're winning 4-3, right? They equalised to make it 4-4. See, in the second half of extra time, I took my 2 centre-halves off because they had scored and they were winning 4-3. I took my 2 centre-halves off and put 2 forwards on Paul Ritchie. I put them on. What a fucking gamble that was. Seriously. Within 2 minutes, Bobby Lynn is clean through the goalie, rounds the goalie and fucking hits the post. And we go up the park, people are fucking marauding out. Fucking, I'm getting pelters, boo, yeah. And next thing, and we equalise. My sons are there, right? We equalise in the 121st fucking minute or something to make it 4-4. Oh, yeah. I got all the fans are all back in again, right? And I went to penalty kicks. And Paul Ritchie had the last penalty. And I'm not kidding you, Mikey, he fucking dinked him. Oh, for fuck's sake. I couldn't believe it. He went up and went to hit it. And the fucking goal, he went to that. And he fucking rolled it the corner. Yeah. What a feeling. the rest is history, really. I had a good time. I had been offered an hour contract. My chairman died, Brown McMaster, and Alan took over. He was a highfalutin lawyer. But guess who? Ian McCall's lawyer was Alan.
Right.
This is controversial, but it happened. Scotland were playing the night before I got sacked there in Italy, and Ian McCall was with the media. He was texting people back saying Dick's getting sacked and won. So it's the first thing I've ever went public with that. There you are. And he was right. I did get sacked the next day. It's just not the right way to do it.
No.
You know?
No.
Anyway, that's the way football is. That's the way
football,
people are.
aye.
That's the way people are, yeah. At the end of the day, that's not what people do. The one thing you've got to do is make bad decisions and do it right. Because bad decisions are about football management, or making decisions, that sort of stuff. I met a lot of nice people in Partick. Jimmy Bone was my assistant. He was obviously a legend at Partick Thistle. So I enjoyed it, and I left there. Where did I go for there?
A wee stint at Ross County.
But that is the most astonishing story you'll ever get. 10 out of 10 I won, I was top of the league I was. I enjoyed Ross County. But there was 2 or 3 people, 5 people in particular, told me to ask what George Adams' role was. And I sat in an interview, and it was George Adams and Roy McGregor, and I had a good interview because he told me. Colin Henry and Ian McCall were sitting in the reception area waiting to be interviewed. But I've already got the job, I know that. Any questions, Dick? I said, I'd like to know what role George Adams has got. I've never worked with a director of football before. And to be frank, there's 2 or 3 people in the game who I respect have questioned the role. Oh, don't you worry about me, he says. I'm here to enhance you. And I said, well, I hope so. I says, because I didn't put up with people who, I don't rate or anything like that. I'd went away on a cruise which I'd booked, and I had signed players, for example, the boy Lawson for Celtic, and I'd agreed to give him £600. And so I'd left by that time in the morning. So all I've done is emailed George and say, right, this is the deal. Can you get in contact with Paul Lawson? And I've told Paul that. So Paul Lawson comes back to me an hour later. Dick, I never agreed 400 and 200 appearance. I says, neither did I. So I get on to fucking George, I think, you're fucking way out of line, I says. Right, anyway, we play Red Rovers at Red Rovers 1-2, and I'm at the park, and in comes George Adams and Roy McGregor. Roy says, good result, Dick. I says, aye, we did well. George says, the result was better than the performance. I says, there you go again, George, giving an opinion when it's no asked. In fact, we need to get this sorted out, Roy. Can you sort it out between me and him? Sacked me the next day.
And did Derek Adams come in after that?
Derek Adams was there. That was one of the main reasons. I think Derek was coming to the end of his career and had to be diplomatic about it. In fact, they won the league this year with 8 points or 9 points, and it was me that signed all the players. Telling you.
Unbelievable.
Derek was always going to be the manager because of George's influence, and what he's done in the last couple of weeks is just it's embarrassing, actually.
It's bizarre, eh? It's very bizarre behaviour.
It is a bit bizarre, eh?
And then after that, you have 7 successful years at Forfar, going up through the playoffs, and you finished in the playoffs 3 seasons out of 4. So what was your time like at Forfar?
I thought I'd stay there and be on the board. Forfar are a good club, good people. But again, you get to a stage where people, I always remember Bert Paint saying to me, Dick, if you're 5 years at a club, you either change the manager or change the players. And probably right, I was 7.5 here, and Alistair sacked me, which I would imagine it's the craziest thing he's ever done, There was 1 or 2 young ones at the other yam. They're always in the dugout, and you look to see when they're shouting and they fucking hide, We were sponsoring the game that day, and I think it was, what year was that?
That was 2015. You left, I think, yeah.
Left Forfar?
Aye.
Well, anyway, I was very surprised at me getting sacked. We went 10 games, and we'd actually, when they sacked me, I was 2 points behind Sunrar or something like that, 5th or 6th place. Sunrar went up. And I think Alistair has publicly said that he made a mistake. I don't think chairmen who've never played the game, they feed off you. And it's like, they feed off your experience. And you talk to them why you're doing this and why you're doing that. I made this public to everybody. I don't talk to directors after a game. I wait till the next morning. because directors are football supporters and they want to know, fuck me, how did he play like that? What you playing this for? You got balance here. And they pick up all the agenda. To say, I mean, I enjoyed myself at Forfar. Great football club. Dave McGregor, Wilson, Neil, God bless them. Good people, great people. And I wish them well.
Brilliant, mate. Then you leave Forfar, you go to a similar good club in Angus, Arbroath, where the magic starts to happen for you.
I was speaking at a big dinner in Dumfries. And my phone goes at fucking 20 past 11 on a Saturday night. And it's George Rowe. George's been a good friend of mine. He worked with their son and all the rest of it. But he also played with, he's now a multi-millionaire. He's got his own business. He does railway stands and all that. Dick, can you phone me back? I says, well, I'll phone you. I'm not worried, I'll phone you. So about 12:30 I'll phone. What is it? He says, do you want the Arbroath? He says, I want the Arbroath. I says, am I getting offered that? He says, I've had John Christensen on me saying how well do I know you. And I says, I tell you what I'll do with you. I'd like to talk to them. You know what I liked about them? They were always a clean club. Everywhere you went, and it was always painted and clean, and dressing rooms were spotless, pitch was good, and there was always nice people. John Christensen had sacked, this was his chart, he sacked 19 managers in 21 years. John did. He says, John, you don't fucking sack me, right? So we went on first year. Then the danger area, as I've said to you, the first game I took over, we were 2 points off the bottom of the third division. And we got beat off Bert Rangers 4-1. I said to my brother, what the fuck have I done here? And I went on to go on, and first time, was it the first season we got up? No,
you won League 2 in 16-17, and then you won League 1 in season 18-19.
Did I? Well, there you are. These were great times, and they can't take them away from us. And then we've managed to keep them in the league. It's a phenomenon. It's a phenomenon that people take for granted. And their fans at Arbroath, some of them, think that Arbroath should be going up. And the pure, honestly, there is only one thing on your mind at Arbroath, is to keep them in the league, right? Now, 2 seasons ago was it was one of the biggest watched, the most watched game in Scottish football, was Kilmarnock against Arbroath. Now, I'm telling you now, my brother picked the team that night. It had fuck all to do with me. I'm going to do it.
It's an unbelievable season, that, though, eh?
Well, what happened was, see, in January, I'll tell you a story about it. In January, the first New Year's Day, we went top of the league. I get a phone call, New Year's morning, maybe 11 o'clock. Hi, you've no arrived yet, he says. Son, I'll tell you something, you're halfway there. Now, I'm telling you, miracles are made by men. I told you years ago you've got a wee bit about you. I'm telling you now, don't look back, just fucking stride on, son. I'm telling you. And by the way, Happy New Year.
Tremendous.
And it was Alec. What a lift it gives you. What a lift. He's actually paying attention. By the end of January, we're confirmed in the playoffs. January. End of February, we're confirmed in third place. And the end of March, we're top of the league. So we're confirmed in the top 2 with games to play. It was fucking phenomenal. Then we go and play Derek's team at Kilmarnock. I made an arse. I should have went 5 at the back with fucking 10 minutes to go, and I didn't. I went 5 in the middle because I felt I was wanting to stop the crosses. And the way I started. Anyway, it's a phenomenal thing. Phenomenal. I mean, we would all been knighted. Everybody would have been knighted if you. Nobody will ever do that, Mikey. And people take it for granted. 5.5 years they've been in that fucking league. Part-time against full-time. Heartbreak. 8 minutes to go. Fucking heartbreak. Wee bit of fortune for their kind of reflection. But the problem you've got with that is you've got to do it again the next year.
The expectation levels, especially for supporters.
I remember Dave McFarlane telling me a story. He won the League Cup for Partick Thistle against Celtic. Beat them 4-1. Right? Wally Thornton was the chairman of Partick Thistle. And eventually when Davey got up to the boardroom, Wally Thornton says to him, what the fuck have you done, son? You've put yourself out a job. What he meant was, because you'll not fucking do it next year. And I don't know, but I wouldn't say I was distasteful, because supporters, man, I like to mix with the supporters. I like to tell them how it is. Every week I went up to the hospitality and told the Everybody in the hospitality, 200 of them, why I was playing this team. Simple as that. And I used to, my brother Ian went up every month to talk to the fans. So we had a great rapport with him. But I lost my relationship with the chairman. He started to ask me questions or whatever. Not so much ask me questions. I didn't think he trusted me, and I thought he wanted me out. So I made it easy for him, which was strange because the biggest thing for me was when I said to him, look, I'll step down if you want me to do that. He never tried to keep me. That's a heartbreak.
Yeah, it must have hurt.
That's a heartbreak. He seems to think that he's got somebody else who can do it. But that's undermining what we've achieved, which is staying in that league. You think it's the chairman is doing it. You think it's the directors that are doing it. It's my players, our players doing it. Injuries now. I don't buy all that fucking injuries. However, I've not got any problems with that. My track record over the years now has been a very, very beautiful thing to happen to me in the later stages of my life. And then marry that up on my 70th birthday and the British Award. It's a very nice thing. Then you get the P45 the next week.
Tell us a little bit about the award and how you heard about that.
Jesus. I honestly do think this, Mike. I don't know how you feel about it, son, but why did I get an award? Why did not give my brother it and my coach it? Because I did it myself. It's a beautiful thing to happen. My dad and mum would be very, very happy. I would be a lot happier if they gave it to Ian as well. Because they worked in John Young, they worked in Big Rab Douglas. They've worked the same as I work, probably more than me. I get away with murder now. I just go into the dressing room and say my piece. And very rarely do I get on the training pitch now. Sometimes I do, but I've got good enough coaches to do that, and you've got to trust them.
Yeah.
So when the letter came in, beautiful, big, fancy envelope.
So you didn't know it was coming? It was a total surprise, aye?
On Her Majesty's Services. It's like somebody fucking James Bond, you know. So I get it, and Charles talks as if he's my pal. Hi, Richard. I'm delighted to honour you with the British Empire Medal for your services to football and this, that, and next thing, Angus football and the community. You have been a power of strength and this, that, and next. It's fucking beautiful, eh? And so I then had to go in. At EM, there's only been 19 of them presented, right? And it's a beautiful medal. I could have brought it today, but you've not got a film camera. It's brilliant because when I go in with dinner's release now, I could fucking give him that, you know, because Lisa always says, you've not got one of them. I'll say, well, I fucking have now. But that was be my thought. I think my coaching staff and everything that I've done. But I suppose it's for overall my 23 year on the staff and all that sort of stuff. And as I said to Mum and Dad would be very proud of my family. We went and got in it. It's the Lord such and such. Cardinal or something presents it. So he's presented down in Kirkcaldy. What do you call it?
The City Chambers type place, aye.
Classy in the bush stand there with a fucking sword and that and his fucking hat. And I got my family. There.
Proud moment, eh? Wee boy for Hillabeef.
Leash, aye. Wee miner's boy for Hillabeef. Leash went to his way. And he was very kind to me about what I've achieved and how highly he rates me. I'm the best manager he's ever fucking seen and all that. And I said, well, why the fuck did you not give me the Dunfermline job? Nah, I'm only kidding. He was very good, Leash. And then I went up and said a few words myself and thanked everybody and very, very, very proud, as Alex says, very proud moment and very surprising. What do you do? Interesting thing is, I suppose it's because I've taken the Angus teams up 2 leagues. 3 teams. Nobody will ever do that.
Never done that.
Somebody can only do it once. I've done it. So
unique, eh?
Aye. Nothing for Fife. I do a lot of charity work for the gardens. You know, we have
Is it Jean Mackey Centre or something you do?
It's
the home up at Bellyoman, eh?
I've done that.
You're doing a lot of charity
Fife Sensory Gardens. We raise money to sensory gardens and for dementia people. But fucking hundreds of thousands we do the charity work for. But we don't tell anybody what we're doing. But I'm the chairman. And believe me, everybody that watches Dunfermline all have somebody in their family who's got something to do with dementia. So I do that and I'm happy. But I've got that I don't know what to do is put the tracksuit on and put the suit on. I don't know.
What is next for Dick Campbell?
I don't. I think I've got another. I think we've got another, or I've got another championship. Now that would be utopia. And there's a couple of clubs that I'm interested in, right? And there's a couple of clubs that are interested in me. But I'm not going to advance that until they're needing a manager, right? So I'm like, as I said to you, I'm 49 year married. And I'm not putting up with Anne-Marie for another year. It's just not going to happen. I love her too much. We just haven't got anything in common on a Saturday. I went to some game the other week there and I started singing my name. That's horrible. It's embarrassing. So I had great hospitality. I went to watch the Dunfermline Red Rovers game and Leash had me up in the hospitality place. Oh, I got a standing ovation. Fantastic. Really nice to be. You genuinely think that people still like you.
Nah, good stuff. Just a few questions to round off the podcast. What's been the biggest challenge for you during your management career?
During my management career? Gone to Tanneries.
That second last game of the season?
Gone to Tanneries. I wasn't the manager, I was the assistant manager. Staying up a couple of times in the last game of the season. We're winning championships. I've won 3 championships on the last kick of the ball in the last game of the season. So it tells you that you're doing reasonably well, you know. God, to name one, these are the things that... The Tanneries game was fucking phenomenal.
Everything was for Dundee United that day. Everyone was against us.
The fucking cup and everything was fucking sitting on the table before you ran out the pitch.
Tangerine ribbons on it, eh? Unbelievable. What's the best advice someone's given you?
Someone's given me. Willie McLean gave me some advice one time, and it's a sentence, and it goes like this. If things don't change, it stays the same. Think about it. If things don't change, it stays the same. Followed up with, there's a time to work and there's a time to play. Don't get them mixed up.
Is that advice you would give someone else as well?
Absolutely.
Same advice?
Absolutely.
You've won many awards and promotions. What would you say has been your proudest moment?
Well, the year that taking them to second place, the manager of the Celtic at that time was Costa Coughlin. There's 5 Manager of the Year awards, right? As you know, over the years I've won 4. But this particular season, Costa Coughlin was nominated. He won the treble. He was nominated for every one of them. And I was nominated for every one of them as well. He won 4 and I won 1, which was fine. And we had to attend the aftermath. And you know, Costa Coughlin spent more time speaking about me than he did winning his trophy. I didn't even know he knew me. And I thought, fuck it, what proud. I didn't know. He knew me. You know, and guess where I'm going on Wednesday?
And you go down to Tottenham?
Flying down to Tottenham on Wednesday morning.
Superb. He's a great manager, eh?
Well, he's a great guy.
Great guy, yeah.
I mean, I'm away down with my brother Ian and John down to, we're flying down Wednesday morning and got to the game. I think they're playing fucking Brighton or something, I've no idea.
Right. Brilliant. Good stuff. Last question. What does Dunfermline Athletic mean to you?
I think Dunfermline Athletic's a classy club. Big club. Great surroundings. Didn't get any better than that. I really do. I think Dunfermline should be in the Premier League because of their... But they've made far too many mistakes. What do you want in your life? We're lucky enough. I don't know if you're old enough to remember the days of the 60s and the early 70s and all the rest of it. Seriously, fantastic days. And I had 9 years there. So I know we were in the Premier League with them. And I think when I see Livingston, St Mirren, Kilmarnock and all the rest of it, and the Premier League and Dunfermline in the middle, what do they mean to me? I'd love to... I've got one thing to put right, and you know what I'm doing. If ever I get the opportunity is to get them out of that. But that's no what I live for. You're asking me what I think of Dunfermline. My brother and I went out in his guests, and there's a warmth about them for me. There's a warmth about them. You need to galvanise. You need to galvanise the fans, galvanise everything to do with Dunfermline. Get them together, get them with you. And I think whoever takes them up to the Premier League in my lifetime would make me a very happy man.
Good man, Dick. Well, that's rounding off the podcast on a good note. So thanks again for your time. It's been brilliant chatting to you. Remember to subscribe to this podcast on your favourite podcast platform. Producer of this podcast was Jan Motkiewicz and music supplied by Stuart Dusty Miller. Thanks for listening. I'm sure you'll agree Dick was a fantastic guest and plenty of great stories about his time at East End Park. We look forward to walking down the Holbeath Road with another former player next month. Thank you.